Hello and good morning to everybody. My name's Beverly and I'm here with coffee and a chat with my spiritual friends. My first guest is Konstantina Bellou, who lives in Greece. Oh, she is known as Elena the Greek. We have known each other for about 2 years now, and we met through a beautiful development group led by Julian Jenkins based in Wales called the Light and Harmony Science. I'd like to welcome you, Elena. And how are you this morning?
Hi, and thank you for having me in this interview. I'm well. Thank you for asking. How are you?
I'm fine, sweetheart. It's late in our evening here in New Zealand and it's early in your morning in Greece. So,
Yeah.
any of you that think there's a time lag, there is. But we get through it. We chat all the time via Messenger and we meet online and we meet in Julian's groups and Elena's group when my shift allows. So, Elena, what I'd like you to tell people is where you actually started on your journey and as to what you're doing now and where you'd like to see yourself in, say, another year.
That's a good question. So I started this path 7 years ago for a personal healing, for personal development, and this was my goal, to change myself, to heal myself from a variety of things that were happening in my life back then. So then the desire came for helping others through all the techniques I used for myself, through all the knowledge that I got from myself. And I am now for 1 year and a half helping others through energy healing, through coaching, through spiritual coaching, through mediumship development. So this is my present moment. I also have a couple of courses on Udemy. I'm recording my third one about the solar plexus chakra and how we can shine our light, how can we be the ideal self. And of course, where I want to see myself in 1 year from now, that's easy. I want to see myself moving to a different country. That's the first part of it. But I also want to help as more people as possible with many different ways and techniques. Because when we learn, we also gain knowledge, we also gain wisdom, and we also gain healing and empowerment from these things, okay, from spirituality and spiritualism. So the more people I can reach out, the better it will be. This is my calling, or part of my calling at least.
The first course I actually did of yours was one you actually did when we were in the Light and Harmony site. I think it was at the beginning of COVID and I know I'd just gone back to work. And I remember coming out of work thinking, I'm not going to miss this, turning it on, being very naughty, putting you on my dashboard so I could see and hear you and Mandy while I drove home. I would be running into the house, getting on the computer as quick as I could. Don would be handing me a coffee, and I'd still be sat there for the next hour in my work uniform. Now, the course for me was chakras, and I loved my chakra work, but you taught me so much more that I would then begin to realize, okay, the pain in my tummy, I'm actually causing myself because I'm holding in what's been happening in the surroundings around me and what was happening at work. Why my throat always felt so tight. And it was because I wasn't actually speaking my truth. I was too frightened to say what I felt. And now I'm over all of that. And each day I do my chakras in the morning. And then before I go to work, I also have to clear them because of the job that I do. And then I now remember that as I'm walking out of that door, I cut the cords. I get in my car, I clear my chakras again. And I do thank Mother Earth and Father Divine for actually taking care of me while I'm at work. But it's become a very integral part of my day now. And I am going to give your meditations a big shout out you've got on YouTube because I do them. And not only do I do them, I've actually started teaching my friends from the meditations how to do them. So I actually do give you a personal shout out here in New Zealand, which you aren't aware of until now. But they've brought such peace to my soul. So it's nice to be able to pass that on to
No,
others. Yeah, you didn't know that, did you?
thank you. And yes, I wasn't aware of this. No,
Well,
I had no idea.
here you are now. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
good to learn.
I've taken
Yeah.
on board. Yeah, well, I've taken on board a lot of what you've actually taught me. I mean, not only do you do this in your development group that you have, you've there's more of the mediumship that has come along so well. The psychic readings, that's come along fabulous. We do the cards,
Yeah.
whereas you get us all together cards. We have all, there's a group of us that have been with you from the very beginning.
Yeah.
But it's nice being able to watch and see other people grow from what you've been teaching to actually go off and
Yeah.
now do their own thing. I mean, that again has been down to being part of your development group. So yes, I am going to give you a big shout out because it's where I've stemmed with Julian. I've met you online. I've listened to you talk because at that point, to him not having the new Light and Harmony community site, we could only hear each other. And now Julian's got Light and Harmony every Wednesday for
Yep.
people in Europe. For this end of the universe, it's Thursday. So we could all join together, be together, become one, give advice. And then from there, now he's opened up the spirit room. We can all see each other. So it's nice to be able to say, oh, look, there's so and so. Look, there's so and so. Oh, hi, there's a new face I don't know. So it's Julian's actually brought us all together under this one umbrella, where people have come in, done their stuff, they've flourished, they've gone off, they've got their own development groups, they're running their own courses. But with us all being all over the world, I only know one other person that lives in New Zealand. You're the only person I know that lives in Greece.
Yeah, true.
That's actually on the site. So it's, though we're miles and miles apart, we're not, because thanks to the likes of doing this, the interweb messenger, if one of us starts to feel, oh, I'll think of Elena, how's Elena? Oh, I don't feel too good, I'll get on my phone and see how Elena is. You instantly pick up when I'm not feeling too good, or when my hobby's not too good. So it's brought
And that's
communication closer.
That's the most amazing thing we have through Julian's community, and how he brought us all together from different parts of the world, like USA, UK, yes, Greece, me, okay, from Germany, from New Zealand, like everywhere in the world. And we came so close that we built a friendship that lasts in time, first of all, that is true and honest and authentic, and we help and support each other in so many ways that it's hard to find such kind of support. Okay, to be honest, it's hard to find such kind of love between friends, between people that they don't know actually in person each other, but we have such a beautiful connection that is hard to be explained in words, to be honest. And I love that we all click with each other in ways that others don't always click, okay? To be honest, it's difficult to find your tribe.
Yeah.
It's difficult to find your people.
Yeah, to me, it's when, it's like COVID. Yes, it shut us all down, but it didn't. It brought us all together. And when Julian opened up the spirit room, it meant, right, you're going to teach us chakras, you're going to teach us mediumship. Carly came on board, we did more mediumship, we did more stuff. Christine came on board and held circle. We could have the healing circle every week. It just, everybody fitted around each other, and because of the time zone. Yes, in the morning for you is my evening. My morning's your evening. But we all seem to manage through COVID to get together and to be together and to develop together. And those that were more advanced, that back sort of ways that we could all interact to get us all up to speed. I mean, you were one of the biggest people that done this. And for that, I say thank you. Because if Beverly hadn't left Lena or hadn't come across you, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing today. And if I move to one side, you can see my little thing. You're actually in my healing at the moment. I came across Julian. I was about to give everything up. I'd had so many bad experiences with the unspiritual people here. And I've been put down so many times because I wanted to move forward. And they wouldn't let me. Everything was put in my path, and I had enough. And I decided one day, that's it, I'm going to get my bed, I'm going to get my crystals.
Beverly,
and what's happened?
Bev,
Yeah.
just for a bit, the image was lost, but it's back again. About the like-minded community, Bev, I want to add, that we all have the challenges through that, because like-minded communities are no different with the huger, the bigger community we are part of. So we learn how to discern whose energies are for us, who person is for us and who is not, and for what the reason, okay? So even if we are awakening into oneness, into spirituality in a bigger way, into tapping into our hearts even more, yes, that is the path for everyone, to awaken into their heart's energy, to tap into a different understanding, into compassion, which is not usually found out here, not always at least, and not easy to be found. But at the same time, let's not forget that we are also human beings and we have the human side in us, and that's the the contract when we come here to incarnate, okay? So in that base, yes, we have to use discernment and wisdom for which people to connect with, when to create boundaries, how to create boundaries, how to step away from someone because they are not serving us and we are not serving them, okay? It's both ways usually. So without holding any pain, any hurt, any anger through that, because we think that we belong into a like-minded community and we think that we will make it happen as best as possible. That's also my bubble to burst, okay? That was my bubble to burst some months ago. So I know what you're talking about. I know what you mean. And unless we leave egos outside from spiritualism, we are coming as close as possible. Okay, that's the bottom line in everything.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
We need healthy egos.
Mine's been interfering a lot. And like an idiot, I have actually at times listened to myself, but not in a good way. The disbelief that I could do something when I know I can actually do it, and I could never understand why I put myself down so much. I mean, you and I do have a very special guide who we're not going to mention that works with us, and who again dropped in on your development group as a wee bit of a shock. But I'm so grateful she's here. I've realised I've got another one that's just stepped in.
Yeah.
That came as a shock, big shock. But I'm embracing it. I'm listening now.
Share names. Share the names now. I'm calling you out to share the names of the people that have stepped forward.
People that are in your development group know the main one. So we will keep her to ourselves. The other one
Okay.
the other one I can talk about because I can't pronounce his name, and he's a Maori guide. That's a Maori elder that actually he's been stepping in since John and I went away to Gisborne, and I've listened to him, and it's more to do with my intake of food. He's teaching me the natural foods now that are good for my system. Take me away from the chemical crap. So he's in my ear a lot. He's I want to call him my environmentalist guide, but I've welcomed him. I would just love to be able to pronounce his name, so we're going to have to come up with a name that he will recognize me when I call him in. But he's a very nice gentleman, and I'm pleased to have him with me.
That will work.
So one question I am going to ask you is, when we start to do our work and we get comfy and cozy within ourselves, how do you recognize you have your guides with you?
That's a nice question. The thing that I understood from my experiences and from myself is that I always had my guides near me, but I didn't realize I was listening to them in different ways. So, since the day we are born till the day we cross over, we always have our guides, our team closer. When we feel the need to make this communication louder or more aware to ourselves, then we are calling them in, and that is a game changer because you feel the love and the support in so many different ways that I can't even explain in words. So for me, I first felt the calling to invite them closer. So I was doing a very small meditation in Greek, inviting in my spiritual team, feeling our connection, creating a circle by holding hands into a spiritual realm, into a different place, not here on earth, during that meditation. Then I found Julian, that opened me up even more in that connection. And he was a game changer for me, again, my development. And so many ways that I can't, I won't have the time to explain. And after that, everything fall into place. So how we do that? We expand our aura, first of all, so we can be more sensitive into different energies. Second of all, and most important, is the intention. When you send out the intention to connect with your guides, with your team, or with a specific guide that you need help now the most. For example, I have my card readings guides. So whenever I want to give a card reading with tarot or oracle cards, I'm calling in my card readings guides to step closer and to help me to give the best advice or the best guidance I can give to this person that I'm giving a card reading, for example. Okay, when when I'm working on someone's chakras, for example, or energy healing or spiritual healing, I'm calling in the guides that will help them the most now, and me, of course. So it's like we are being the conduits of that energy, of that message, and this is how it works. Okay, intention, trust and surrender, trust and believe that it is already happening. So then you can ask for more clarity on how you connect with them. Is it through your clairaudience, through your claircognizance? Which clair do you use to connect more and better with them? And then be more aware of the energies and how you talk, how you say things. Because even now, I know that most of the things I'm saying is with the help of my guides, okay? So this is how it works, okay? It's not as difficult as some people think or believe it is difficult, or they get frustrated, I don't connect with my guides, but you do connect. That's the thing.
I know right now,
you don't realize it.
You've actually got somebody stood behind me. with his hand very nicely on the back of my chair, going, well, at least she listens to her guide. I'm thinking, I know you can tell me off later, but it is that feeling, you know, that they're with you. And we do have them for everything. I mean, I work night shift. I call in my driving guide when I'm coming home. I have to, because some nights you are so tired in the morning. It's only a 20-minute drive, but twice I've fallen asleep at my steering wheel. So I got a lovely ticket off Mr. Policeman. Yeah. If I hadn't have seen his lights, I would have been dead and killed other people in the process. So now I call him my driving guide. I do my chakras, I've got my driving guide, I call in my angels because of the work I do. And I know that they're with me. I know when I step outside, like I said, I cut my cords, I do the chakras again. I am talking to my guide as I'm walking to my car. I call in my driver's guide. I know that when I'm doing work, if I have a client, I'm aware of which guide stepped in. Sometimes I can get highly confused, and I will admit it. Okay, I've got the relatives waiting here for when the client comes. But what I am going to ask you is, I mean, this happens here quite a bit. You get a client ring up, want to read it. You sit down, you meditate, you call in your guides, you ask them to go off and get the people ready for your client as they walk in. I've felt and I've seen them arrive waiting for the said client, and the client doesn't turn up. The client cancels, whether it's through panic or because something else has cropped up. I then find myself apologizing to the energies of said person because they've taken the time to turn up, but their person hasn't. How do you deal with that?
I usually have a feeling that something will be cancelled, or even when I'm talking with my guides, like, okay, what are we doing on the next session or on the session that is booked and scheduled with this person? So they are quite silent and they don't talk much. So I know something will change in the way as we go through that, okay, in the day, during the day. What is interesting now, you mentioned that, yes, I don't always apologize, but they are like, we knew this would happen, so we didn't want to get you ready for that. They are like that, okay? So what is interesting, during our the mediumship development class we have, and you mentioned that, I was talking with my guides because I always ask, okay, what are we doing next? What are we doing next? I have my boundaries on what is the area and the subjects we are developing in, because yes, there are so many things you can do in spirituality and spiritualism when it comes to development that you can find a lot of different things, okay? So I have my boundaries. I need the psychic work and mediumship work. And then I ask them, what are we going to do, or what different thing can we bring as knowledge or as a practice in the group and stuff like that. And this week, Beverly, they were telling, but very, very quietly. So you will do spirit guides so they can connect with more guides. Okay, spirit guides it is. And then we can use breakout rooms to connect with the spirit guides of the seated and get them to know each other even more. Okay. So I was okay, are you sure? Because I felt something was off. And they were, yes, we are sure. Okay. Should we bring also cards? Will this tool help? And they were, yes. I was, are you sure? Because something feels off. And they were, yes, we are sure. Yes. And as we go through the development class, almost in the beginning, I could feel the energy shifting. And it was going into trance. And I was, whoa, that's not what we discussed, guys. You said spirit guides connection. You didn't say trance. You didn't say trance. And I have two more people quite developed in that circle, and
Yeah, they're
Karen and
brilliant.
Charity, you
They're
know the
brilliant within
ladies,
their
and I
own
will mention
field.
them, okay? So they were like, we feel the energy, Melanie. Yeah, yes, Melanie as well. And they would feel the need of healing and the trance energy. I was, really, guys? That's why you were so quiet and you were saying, like, yes, 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 spirit guides, yes. And now I see what you were trying to do with
They're being a
me.
bit
And,
naughty. They're
okay.
sneaking in.
So being open and even in changes.
Being
Yeah,
bloody sneaky there, Elena.
yeah. So I was okay if that's your plan and you were going. They are. And I was okay. Let's go in that. So you were trying to tell me that it won't be spirit guides,
Mm.
but let's do trance healing. And we went into a group trance meditation. And I was holding myself as much as possible out of the trance so I could still guide all the people. And at the same time, I was in trance. So it was a bit of a new thing for me to do to guide others. Okay. But it worked really well because we all received healing and gave healing at the same time with our guides
Yeah.
and our
I
teams,
think
which are huge.
trance
Okay.
healing is a wonderful thing. I've been practicing it. I've actually done it on my sister Jane and my sister Barbara.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't done it with John yet because John's, yeah, no, I do the normal healing.
And you
I
have.
do variations on the normal healing with him, but I haven't done trance healing with him yet. The first time I did trance healing, I did it on my sister Jane. Weirdest thing going. Extremely weird. But it was then listening to her feedback and noting that it was us going into trance, calling in our guides, calling in her guides, calling in whoever the main person was that was going to deal with what was wrong with Jane at that particular moment in time. Having them do what they do, and then asking Jane for her feedback on it, and keeping you gobshot while she spoke. That blew my brain a little bit, and I've got to admit I haven't practiced again. I'm going to, but it takes
The one you gave to me? Do you remember the one that you gave to me
No,
through Julian's
no, I
circle?
don't.
No, with the light beings. You do remember
Oh,
it.
that was something else. That wasn't what we were
We were on a
supposed to be
break.
doing, though. They just came in and went. Yeah, I have some very
No, it
strange
was.
happenings. That was amazing, though.
But it was.
Yeah.
It was. It was what we were supposed to do because it was trance healing, but with new energies, light being step forward. So
It's not something
what's
every
the
day
problem with
people
that?
experience. And when they come in unannounced with a great big grin on the face and just go, yeah, it's different.
No.
It's definitely different. It's the way that the things that you do within your circle, the way it's done with love, and everybody in the circle. It's like watching young Megan in America, who came in, joined your circle, brilliant little tarot reader, to actually develop so much so quickly, and now doing her own thing in America that she's doing so well with. And
She's amazing because
she's doing a different, yeah.
she
And
learned
Demi in
very
the
fast.
pranic healing. It's amazing. Melanie, I absolutely adore. She's so soft. She's so gentle. She's so good. But again, it's giving Melanie the extra confidence boost. I mean, she's bloody brilliant at what she does. And I am going to ask her to come on and do this because she's just soft and adorable.
See.
She's really good. You've got the likes of Tina Boo. She's another amazing lady.
Yes.
I mean, she has the temple in yoga. I didn't know anybody that did dream interpretations, and so she's my dream to go to lady. The shaman side is so very strong. The goddess side is so very strong. Karen, I'm going to ask Karen to come on. Again, she is extremely clever, extremely gifted, and bloody brilliant at what she does. When you do your development group, I've got to admit, I like to sit back and watch her. She's amazing. But it's the courage and the strength that's developed. I mean, I am going to ask Darren, because Darren flips. I mean, he works shifts like I do. Darren is downright brilliant in his own right. He doesn't actually have to see you. He just has to hear you, and the messages come in. Pow, 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 pow. Advice comes in. And he's so goddamn gifted. I mean, he's only young. I mean, you're only young. You're 20 years younger than I am. I'm late in life-ish, middle ages, as I've been called, old by my grandchildren. But it's yeah, old. My grandkids think I'm old. For them, I'm old.
No.
Weird and old. But it's the things that we do that, I mean, it brings joy to my soul. I feel at peace when I'm doing spiritual stuff. The day-to-day stuff I still struggle with. But throw something at me where I'm developing, I'm learning, I'm able to pass this on. I'm at peace with myself. And it's something I struggled with from being little to the last, I don't know. It started about Dad's been dead now 9 years next week. So 9 years ago, my life changed. And you know yourself, you and I have both lost our fathers. And it's like that was the turning point in my life. It's where I reached out for help from a medium, because I'd got myself into such a nasty. So
for me as
I went off and I saw a medium, and from there I got my spiritual slap across the bum, woken up, and I've been on my path. I've been developing and growing, and what I've learned, I've tried to pass on. It's where I am now, but I'm happy. I'm at peace with myself. I drive my family insane, but I'm at peace.
That's
sounds really silly.
Beverly, that's the thing, that when we follow this path of spirituality, no, it's not. It doesn't sound as silly, and it's not silly, because when we trust and follow this path of spirituality and spiritualism, everything changes within us, and that's the key. We always believe and search for changes outside of us, but when we trust and follow this path, we see that the changes come from within. And they come from within, because if we don't change ourselves, how can we change anything outside of ourselves? Isn't this the case in everything?
Looking back on how I was as a child, the outlook I had on life, my teenage years, I wasn't a bad person, but I could have been a hell of a lot better. Becoming a mum, could have handled some of those situations a lot better than I did. I had a shit, rip-roaring temper, which I don't have now. When the girls announce something, if I don't like it, I process it. What don't I like about it? Okay, now let's make sense of this. Beverly, it's not your life. It's their lives. They have to learn on their own journey. I can't do that journey for them. They have to be able to take that journey.
Exactly.
With John not being quite well at times, again, I can help with the healing, but it's not my journey to take. It's knowing how not to get myself so self-absorbed in whatever.
Exactly.
And now I can step back as a mum, as a wife, and as a grandma. I feel quite proud that I can actually cope now. And if I don't cope, I'll come into my healing room and grab my crystals and sit and think, okay, come on, guys, I need guidance on this. How can I approach this? And yeah, I'm listening. I get the slap. I mean, somebody's got their finger in my ear at the moment going blah, 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 blah. But it's taught me a great deal on life. And then if I can't make sense of it, I'll either ring you or I'll ring Christine. Because it's not just the spiritual stuff that we're friends with. It is having you as part of my life. It's knowing that, okay, Beverly, you need a slap. Ring Elena. She'll give you the slap you need. Get your ass into gear. Or if you're at work, Christina will be up. And I hope that if you ever feel like that, you can ring me. Or, sit and text. I mean...
Yep, always.
Life's moved in a very beautiful way. And I don't feel a prat anymore. And I love what Julian has given us. And Julian's given us a beautiful base to work from. Can you remember the very first course you did of his? What's the first course you took of Julian's?
The very first course with Julian, the very first. I was looking for psychic and mediumship development because I knew I was a psychic. I knew, okay, but I didn't know what was that. So it was something with advanced even. I was too bold to purchase an advanced course about psychic mediumship development. And then what else? About the third eye, of course. And during his circles, he said, have you done the course about mindfulness? I was, no. So go back and check that course because it's important as psychic mediums to have. I was, okay, I will check on that. And I remember how that changed everything. I mean, everything. I was, mindfulness meditation, that's a bit boring.
Yeah.
What?
That's the way I did it.
I did the for everything.
Then I did the mediumship one. And then I did the mindfulness one. And thought, haven't you been a silly bugger? And it's like now if I'm doing something, I like to replay his courses a lot. So if I'm feeling I'm not being mindful, I'll pick the mindful one off and I'll do the mindful one again. The trance one, the trance healing and that ones that he's done, I like to listen to those a lot as well.
And he has.
I'm still struggling with the Akashic records, but I can do it if I do yours. I do love them. I do
all
rate
of
them
his courses.
And I'm so grateful that he's done the community centre for us. And he's going to come on. He's going to be a guest. He said he would. So that's going to be fun. Knowing how he views his because he doesn't call us his students.
He will.
And he doesn't call them. He doesn't like to be called our mentor.
No.
So to me, it's the wonderful Julian in Wales, and that's how I refer to him as. But if it hadn't been for Julian coming into my life as and when he did,
Yeah.
the healing tables would have gone, the crystals would have gone. What would have killed me the most is getting rid of my hot rock therapy stones, because that is a favourite thing of mine. I love doing that modality. But with doing his courses, being part of the community, meeting my friends, pardon me, on his community, that's meant more than anything. And taking part in development classes they hold. So it's been a huge development for myself. And what I've learned, I've been able to pass on to people I know here. And I'm having a lot of fun with that now.
And that's the most amazing thing, because we learn for ourselves, and then we give for outside of ourselves to others, and we learn and we give, and we learn and we give.
I don't know how to put this. Having you in my life, and my daughter Georgia knows you quite well. I hope John knows you quite well. And it's knowing that because I talk to you, they will both say, "Oh, it's Elena. Oh, Elena the Greek." Yes. Oh, how is she? And it's nice to have that conversation, because you're not just a big part of my life. You're a big part of my family's life. My grandchildren know about you. My daughters both know about you. My sister Barbara and my niece Sarah know about you, because I've done so much with you. And I've taken it is it's just an enjoyable friendship I have. That if I ever know that if I come across a problem or I'm not understanding something, I can look at my phone and think, no, she's still going to be in bed. Oh, bugger, she's gone back to work. I'll wait. And then I can be looking at the clock and thinking, right, she's going to be up. The answer's there. You've never once told me to nap off. But I love that when we do work together, the spirit that comes in and works with us both and works with other members of your group.
No.
I'm very grateful to her ladyship when she pops in. And the advice that she gives. It's lovely. Because time's running away with us, we're going to have to finish in a minute. But I want to say thank you, Elena, for doing this with me. Hopefully we're going to be doing this again, where not only can we just chat, but we can both read the cards. We can maybe invite live people on if they want to come in, have a chat. Somebody else that's in this developing stage, or mediums that want to give us both some advice. Brilliant. I would love that. So this is me, Beverly, saying goodbye for now to my beautiful friend, Elena the Greek, or to you and I. Her name is Konstantina Bellou. She's one of my best friends. She is somebody I admire working with, and having her in my life for the last 2 years has made an amazing difference. And hopefully we're going to get together and do this again soon for another coffee, another chat, and pull something else special out the bag. How's that sound? If you do have any questions, you can send them to me at beverlypennell19@gmail.com. And I look forward to hearing from you all. And if you like and subscribe, maybe we can get together and do some work with you as well. So this is Beverly saying goodbye. And Elena, could you say goodbye in Greece? Because you have a beautiful, beautiful thing.
Bye-bye.
It sounds delightful.
Addio. So I said
it's been a pleasure doing this with you, sweetheart. And you have a beautiful Sunday. And we'll do this again soon. So from Bev in New Zealand to Elena the Greek.
Thank you,
I
love.
love you. Bye.
Of course. Love.
Bye.